the day began, trying to avoid the sweep by visiting Boston. You just saw what Texas didn't do. Scott Shields, the veteran reliever, first start since '03. Adrian Beltre, not the start Shields was looking for. Top 2 home run for Beltre, his 17th. Red Sox up 1-0. 2 batters later, Bill Hall, long stroking, 11th of the season. Red Sox 2-0. Shields 1 2/3, 4 hits, 2 earns, 52 pitches. Not ready to shoot, Jack. Bottom 2, 2-1. Josh Beckett against Reggie Willits with 2 outs. Willits singles. Howie Kendrick scores. Shields is off the hook. This game is tied at 2. Bottom 5, Willits leading off. High fly ball. Hall. He can't find his place in the sun. Willits going to hustle to second base on the play, with later scoring a sac fly. Angels take a 3-2 lead. Top 7. Sox down 3-2. Your man, Kevin Youkilis.
The Yuka!
His 19th. Game tied at 3. That came off Rich Thompson, and then Fernando Rodney walked a couple, bunt single, bases loaded. The hard thrower goes change-up, and Marco Scutaro will change the score. Grand slam, second career. Red Sox win it 7-3.
This Rangers, Trevor Cahill and the A's. Dealing to Josh Hamilton, no 485-foot home run and no hit here for the Major League hits leader. It's actually a fancy double play. And then here, Nelson Cruz with runners on the corner, strikes out looking. Cahill, 8 innings, no runs, 4 Ks to the ninth. It's 3-1. Texas trails. Nelson Cruz up with a man on, and on Tuesday, he was the hero in the 10th inning as that swing of the bat propelled the Rangers to the clubhouse where they could eat, and their fans went home happy. It was a walk-off win. Cruz needed a home run here to tie things up 1-2. Gas face given. That's it. That's all. And the A's playing good baseball this year. San Francisco, little day baseball. It's already 4-1. Buster Posey. Speaking of hot, there's a little knock. 21-game hit streak for the rookie. Was his only hit of the game. Bottom 6, it's 7-2. Andres Torres gone fishing. Spanked into McCovey Cove. Another look at this one. He could throw a bobber on that one. His 10th of the season, easily into the water. It's 9-2. Everything's all cake and ice cream, but sit tight. Dan Uggla, speaking of hot, his 6th home run in 6 games off Denny Bautista, his 22nd of the season. He ties Mike Lowell for the franchise record in home runs at 143. Brian Wilson given the pearl and asked to shut it down. Had a little trouble with the shoe selection Tuesday. He had been wearing orange cleats since the All-Star game. Those are hideous. I'm just saying. I mean, they look good on you, though. Hey. Manager Edwin Rodriguez complained Major League Baseball fined him $1,000. Quote here from the closer, the fact that he thinks the shoes throw 97 to 100 with cut might be a little far-fetched. I guess we should have these checked as performance-enhancing shoes. Okay, back to Wednesday. Wilson had to take a marker to his cleats, color them in himself, which is really distasteful. The man's in the bigs. I'm sure somebody in the clubhouse handled that for him. And here, Uggla said, you know, I'm just going to go ahead and let my dogs take a walk. A 9-8 game, which, remember, was 9-2. It's now 9-9 after a ground rule double as the save is blown. To the 10th, the bases are loaded for that man, Torres, the leadoff hitter. And Bruce Bochy said, this kid's done everything. I can't think where we'd be without him. The rare ground rule single. Bases are loaded. All you need is that one run. That's it, and that's all. Los Gigantes, 10-9.
Raise you St. Louis, New York. You got Santana, Garcia. Legal flashback. Last time these two pitchers faced off, April 17th. The Mets beat the Cards 2-1. 20 innings, 6 hours, 53 minutes. Weekend game. This one not quite as long. Jose Reyes sac fly in that one in the 20th ended up being the game winner. Again, this one not quite as long, and the run's not as hard to come by. Top 1 on, 2 out. Matt Holliday off Santana, his 19th. It's 2-0 Cards. After a Brendan Ryan intentional walk loads the bases, you got Garcia up. He's going to ground it to short. Reyes, misremembers how to make the play and end the inning. Take another look, and you can dance. Carl and John, but you can't make that play. Cards score 6 in the first. Santana allowed no more than 1 run in each of his last 5 starts. Gives up 6 in the first. 7-2 bottom 6. Carlos Beltran off Garcia. His first of the year. It's 7-3 Garcia. 6 innings, 6 hits, 3 earned. Bottom 8, same score, 1 on. Mitchell Boggs, who replaced Garcia, he gives up 4 earned in 1 1/3. Angel Pagan, his 9th, it's 7-5. Still in the inning, bases loaded, 2 outs. Mets 2 for 11 with runners in scoring position. This was one of the 2, and it was huge. Off Denny's Reyes, it's Ike Davis. This game is tied 6-0. Before they got to bat, they tied it at 7. Top 11, 1 on, nobody out. Albert Pujols grounded to third. Mets try and turn 2, can't get it done. But the bigger story right here is Pujols pulling up and looks like he might have hurt himself, but he's a tough guy. Cards fail to score in the 11th. Now, but in the 12th inning, look at Pujols. Hey, remember that 20-inning, 7-hour game? Tony La Russa says, I'd rather not. Pujols comes back out on the field. Bottom 12, Hessman. Grounder to third, Felipe Lopez. Throw is off, but Pujols, he's been doing yoga. Stretches and gets it. Top 13. Albert said, I was thinking of that 20-inning game.
So were we.
Yeah, wanted no part of it. Against Pedro Feliciano, Skip Schumacher, who Feliciano hit with the pitch, scores what proves to be the game winner, 8-7 Card.
When he gets back, the Reds continue to linger at the top of the Central. There's Travis Wood, the 23-year-old, and his 6th start. Nice here in the bottom of the 3rd, a strikeout. Then he gets Joe England and the youngster walking off. We get 3 outs here in the bigs. Dusty chuckling. And, okay, now we can walk away. Wood goes 5 innings, 2 earned, 6 Ks, top 6. Johnny Gomes with the Reds down 2-1 and runners on the corner. Doubles off Cameron Lowe. Knots things up at 2s. Later in the 6th, runners at the corners again. It's 4-2. Ryan Hannigan lays it down. Miguel Cairo gives the Reds a 3-run lead. And in the top of the 8th, Brandon Phillips with the bases loaded. Don't sweat the technique. Said it felt like I hit a tennis ball or a golf ball. That's up there near where Bernie Brewer hangs out. 480 feet of Grand Slam goodness. His 14th homer of the year. We'll revisit that in a moment. And here, Joey Votto knows he's left the yard as well. He was 3 for 5, the average up to 322 in the
road games all season. Advantage White Sox, but the Mariners, bottom feeders offensively, jump all over Mark Burley early. Sean Figgins, his first. It's 5-1 M's. Look at Figgins putting up the 2-4 for Griffey. You know, Griffey kind of disappeared, and so did the Mariners' lead. It's gone. Paul Konerko ties the game at 5, his 3rd in 3 games. That one off Jason Vargas, 24th of the season, 350 career. Bottom 7, tied at 5. They brought in Brandon League from the 808. Alex Rios singles. Juan Pierre scores. Tampa Bay hoping to stay 2 back of the Yankees at home against Detroit. Tigers have lost 8 straight roadies. Lloyd McClendon managing because Jim Leland was suspended after an argument Monday. And we remember Lloyd, remember back in June of 01 when he was managing the Pirates? He got ejected for arguing, and then, like, I guess he did his Ricky imitation there by picking up second base. So you wonder about the demeanor there. Well, top 6, Tigers down 5-3. Miguel Cabrera off Jeff Neiman, and you're talking about Brandon Phillips home run. Joe Madden said he'd never hit a 3-wood that far. 440 feet. He will not get fooled again. Top 7. Tigers up. They got runners on first and second. They're down a run, but they're up at the plate. Madden intentionally walks Cabrera, moves the go-ahead run into scoring position so he can get to Brennan Bosch, who's been slumping something awful. He went 0 for 4. Madden's a genius. Strategy works. Bottom 8. We're not leaving yet. We're here now, and we want something else from you. Hey, hey, hey. Evan Longoria off Ryan Perry, his 15th. Rays win 7-4.
Twins looking for their 5th in a row. They've scored 30 the first 2 games of the 3-game set with Kansas City. Joe Mauer, 4th double in 3 days here. So we got Delman Young coming up. Jack tells me he got a great big home run. May I see it? Thank you. Young, 430 with 25 RBIs and 5 home run in July. 12 homers on a 7-game road trip for Minnesota. It's 4-0 with 2 on in the 4th for Denard Span. Oh, that's just a little serve it the other way job, which puts the Twins up 5-0. But here come those pesky Royals. It's 5-2. Rick Ankiel and those beautiful powder blues that the Royals will occasionally sport with the white trousers brings in a couple, and it's 5-4. That brings up Brian Pena. Base knock here could give his squad the lead if it finds a gap, but it ends up in the glove of Span. 36 runs in the 3-game set, tied for the second most in franchise. Time now for the Bud Light top plays. Here we go. Give it up for the Icelandic soccer team. After the goal, the guy on the ground really sells it. You see, he's pretending to be a fish, and he's flopping around, and this is how they celebrate. And then the guy, 29 there, he takes a picture. And the guy, again, the guy that was the dead fish really sold it.
I got it. At 9, Yankees, Indians. Nick Swisher, another Quest Swisher reference. We had Quest Hudley, we had Quest Swisher. More from this game later.
Business is pleased. Pablo Sandoval here. Grounder Dan Ugla, who later hit a home run, his 6th in 6 games. Also doing it with the glove. More coming from this game in a bit.
I'll tell you who's up to that Klondike challenge is Drupal Cabrera right here. It's Derek Jeter, slow grounder. The glove is just a crutch. He goes bare hand. The Yanks crushed Cleveland, though, 8-0.
Number 6 from the Red Sox and the Angels. 7-3 the Sox lead, and this could have been a big moment in the game as Bill Hall robs Juan Rivera and keeps the game at 7-3, which is where it finished.
At 5, the soccer game was really entertaining, more so for Man U, who beat up on the MLS All-Stars. Bartender, how about a Gibson? Darren Gibson with the free kick.
How about a bomb from Brandon Phillips? A grand slam off Bernie Brewer's slide. Wow. Now, the estimate was 480, but the guys who hit him never buy that. In fact, Brandon Phillips has got an idea just how far that ball went.
How far do you think that bad boy went, man?
Maybe 500 feet, baby.
Reds win 10-2.
At 3, Mariners, White Sox. It's a league game, Smoke. Justin Smoke, grounder into the hole. Alexi Ramirez. Man, that's pretty. How about the White Sox? They won 17 of their last 18 home games.
They're as hot as the San Francisco Giants here. Aaron Rowan with a high popper. Logan Morrison. Well, the Fish got the top plays, but the Giants would get the win 10-9 in extras.
Still hungry? Feast your ears on this. It's our top play. Tom Cleverly, the religion, as Brock informed me. Man U, 5-2.
It was brilliant.
High 7 straight games and 10 straight at home. Joe Saunders making his Arizona debut, and hey, Joe, Raul Ibanez leading off the bottom of the 6th. 1-0 games, now 2-0. Saunders, 7 innings, 9 hits, 2 earned, 4 Ks. All right, top 9, 2-1. Ryan Madsen, he's going to remain in the game, finish things off. He pitched the 8th. At least that was the idea. Justin Upton leads off with the double. He's got a hitting streak of 14 games, so Charlie Manuel calls on the lefty, J.C. Romero. And now you want to know where Brad Lidge is? Well, afterwards, Charlie said, hey, he's our closer. He just wasn't on Thursday. Adam LaRoche singles, runner at the corners, nobody out. Miguel Montero there, grounds to short. Wilson Valdez makes the play. Upton scores, game tied. 2 walks, load the bases. Gerardo Parra, 4-6-3 double play. Look at Parra. Throws his helmet. See ya. Let's go to the 10th inning. Bottom 10, bases loaded for the big fella. The big fella and Jason Worth, 0 for 10 combined in this game. Yet the Phillies will still win because in the bottom of the 11th, Valdez, Wilson, singles to center. Cody Ransom beats the Chris Young throw home, and the Phillies win, and I mean win.
His road struggles continues. Derek Lowe, he struggles at Nationals Park. Never won there. Bottom 2, Ian Desmond. Didn't look like he got a lot of that one, but he got enough. It's in the seats. His 7th. It's 2-Love National. Scott Olsen making his first appearance since May 21st after his shoulder injury. Matt Diaz flips the bat. He knows it's in the seats, and we're tied at 2. Olsen, 5 hits, 2 earned over 6 innings. Then the Super Doppler showed some massive thunder boomers, Neil, coming into the metro area here. And Had a big old hour-and-a-half rain delay. To the 8th, it's 4-3 Nats, and Adam Dunn is country strong. The man can yank trees out of the ground. Where will he land before the trade deadline? He's got 24 homers. Then with the Dodgers, look at those magnificent throwbacks there. Matt Latos.
Oh, those are so good.
Yeah, they're so awful, they're good. 4-0 with a Major League best ERA of 0.0 since 0.8, I should say, since the middle of June. And we're counting the strikeouts. It's Carroll, DeWitt, Osmus. Well, Padilla, that's not a fair fight. 5 innings, 2 hits, 2 runs, 7 Ks for Latos. Here it's Joe Thatcher. You got the shadows creeping in, and he's going lefty-lefty, getting Ethier and Paul. Lots of strikeouts. Luke Gregerson comes in. That San Diego pen is so effective. Every man's got a roll, and he does it well. Pasednik and Furcal add to the strikeouts. Now it's Heath Bell getting James Aloney. Dodgers, well, they all struck out, all 9 starters. They've scored 2 runs or fewer in 10 of their 14 since the break. To the bottom of the 9th, runner on second. We're knotted up at 2s. Pinch hitter Oscar Salazar gets a hanging breaking ball from George Sherrill up the middle. Here comes Scott Hairston. That's it, and that's all. The Padres get a 1-run walk-off win. They're 9-3 since the All-Star breaks in a 4-game series for the first time ever. David Price gets Miguel Cabrera, then Brennan Bosch. Then Ryan Rayburn. Price goes 6 in the 3rd, gives up 2 earned, 9 Ks. Bottom 2, Carlos Pena off Rick Porcello. 3-2 pitches hung and crushed. His 23rd, it's one love Rays to the top of the 3rd. Johnny Peralta arrives trying out the new gear. Acquired in a trade from the Indians on Wednesday night. Top 7. Tigers down 1. The base open, Bosch on deck. We flash back to the night before, and they walked a man to get to Bosch, and Grant Balfour sat him down. Rays made the right choice. So then Wednesday, they do the exact same thing, walking Cabrera, and again, it's Bosch who is retired. Now, he had a rough series, miserable, frankly, 1 for 14, but it's worth pointing out that the rookie is batting .300, so no surprise that given his struggles in this series, the Rays decide, let's bring up Bosch and see what he can do. Randy Choate induces the ground ball to get out of that. Rays tack on another run. The Mariners, they haven't done that at home since 1983. They were down 2 in the bottom of the 3rd. Man on, nobody out. Ramon Castro with a single. Alexi Ramirez hustling, moves to 3rd. Castro is 3 for 4. So you got 2 on, nobody outs after a walk to load the bases. Juan Pierre down the line and left, and we are tied at 2s. And next up is Omar Vizquel, who was 3 for 4. And Vizquel, little bloop, that brings in Gordon Beckham. Beckham was 2 for 3. His average in July is .348 after he struggled a little bit early on. Bottom 6, bases empty, 2 outs. Castro hammers it. He had 2 home runs and a couple of RBIs, and it's 6-3 White Sox. 7-5 game. Paul Konerko, see ya. 351 in the career. Wow, that ball is smoked. 25 on the year, and the White Sox complete the sweep.
Rangers began 7.5 games up in the AL West, hosting Oakland. That's the team. They're 7.5 better than. Josh Hamilton leading the majors. .358 batting average. Increase it there. Bottom 1, doubles down the left field line. Now, he's putting his hand up in the shape of a claw. Now, what's this mean? Tommy Hunter, Rangers pitcher. Explain the claw, please.
Seems like there's varying degrees of a claw, too. If it's a double or a triple, it's a serious claw as opposed to a single.
Yeah, single, you know, whatever. But, you know, Josh, double last night, it's all the way up in the air. I just got to run in.
What? Okay, I feel good about that. Rangers up 2-1, bottom 2. Mitch Moreland, major league debut. So this is his first career major league hit. Now, the ball gets thrown into the Rangers dugout because, you know, you want to keep it. Now, look at, oh, would have gone up in the stands. Ron Washington, nice grab there. Now, Hamilton, hey, claw me. Moreland, hey, dude. Okay, all right, I guess that was a single claw. You know what, I like bear claws.
I'm just completely confused
and apple fritters, too. Taylor Teagarden, the home run. No claw needed. You know who loves the claw? Steve Berthiaume. That's a fact.
Juan Samuel, 16-31. He'll resume his role as a third base coach. He said the guys played hard for him and that he appreciated that. A 5-5 game in the 11th with Kansas City. Why are we showing you a sacrifice fly? Well, because the Orioles haven't won very many games this season. In fact, they've won 32. This is one of them. Hooray.
Let's roll for freedom. Let's roll for truth. Let's roll the top plays from Thursday. Moto X, Super X women, Ashley Filick. She wins gold for the second year in a row. She is hearing impaired, deaf, said through her father, her translator, Christmas is early this year.
Rangers and Athletics. Nelson Cruz. Watch out for that wall. Makes the nice grab, and the Rangers 7-4 win.
Market 8, dude. Diamondbacks, Phillies. Kelly Johnson grounded to Ryan Howard, and he's in the pickle. Phillies winning extras. They may never lose again.
Shin Soo Choo on a broken bat bloop from Derek Jeter, playing that tough Sunfield, makes the good grab, but the Indians get hammered.
Padres wearing the imported Italian nylon against the Dodgers.
I'm going to buy it.
Jamie Carroll, the diving stop, throw to first. He gets the top play, but the Padres get the win because they've got the groovy threads.
Canadian Football League, it's Cleo Lemon to Brandon Rideau, who gets blasted by Mark Estelle. Rideau hangs onto the football. Montreal wins 41-10. So if you had Toronto plus 30.5, you lose.
At 4, Marlins Giants, Logan Morrison. Second appearance in as many days on top plays. And the Marlins win.
Scott Malberg, U.S. Senior Open up there in the gorgeous Pacific Northwest at Sahalee. He got his day off to a flying start with a couple of birdies, including this one from the fairway. But that's when it all went terribly wrong, didn't it? He shot an 83.
And the outfit didn't help. At 2, Reed Brignac. He had hops for pregame.
Number 1 in the hood, G. Do your thing, Travis.
Travis Pastrana. Hey, Travis, we missed you. No, that was...
He's the first and the second guy to land a double backflip in X Games Moto X Freestyle, and he wins freestyle gold for the 7th time.